Hey, so happy Thursday today. I don't know if you saw yesterday. I picked Brixton up from daycare early. He was not having a good day. Not sick, no fever, no symptoms. He was just lethargic, not himself. Didn't really want to eat. He was kind of moping around all day, laying around. Like, that's just not him, especially not at daycare. So I went and got him, and he just needed some sleep and snuggles. So he did really good. He's still knocked out. He took a couple little naps today, but he knocked out. So I wanted to come on today because I was, driving in a storm earlier than usual, kind of impromptu in the car yesterday. So I just wanted to come on today and have a car chat with you on the way home today, because I did say I was going to do one every week. So if you are here, hello. If you are watching the replay, hello. Thanks for watching. Drop some greetings down in the comments. Let me know what you're up to today. It's a little closer to the weekend, so I can ask you what you got planned for this weekend. I'm momming as usual, so nothing really planned. Get caught up on some housework. Nothing crazy going on this weekend. Probably still gonna nurture that need to snuggle for Brixton. He's still been a little extra cuddly, so we're probably just gonna snuggle up and do a little housework this weekend. So today I wanted to talk about something that, as I put in the caption, that is probably causing you a lot of frustration. So it's my number one tip for actually avoiding frustration in your relationships, your business, with yourself, and that is only work with the willing. And I know you've probably heard this before, or maybe you haven't. Let me not make assumptions, but I know I've heard some people say before, only work with the working, and people already need to be taking steps toward XYZ before you help them out. I will give you a little more leeway than that. And I'll say work with the willing, because if you've got the drive, I'm willing to work with you. I will give you my time, and give you that space, because you might need a little help figuring it out. So only working with the willing. And the reason I said it can be causing you not doing that, can be causing you frustration in your relationships, your business, and with yourself reaching your goals. And I want to give you some examples on each of those things. So let's start with you. It always starts with us, right? So I'm gonna start with you. Are you, when you set goals, you say you want certain things, you want to do certain things, you want to accomplish certain things, whatever the goal is. Let's say, again, bringing it to my arena. Let's say you come to me and you tell me you want to lose 50 pounds. That's great. Let's talk about it. Let's set a plan. Let's get you on that path to losing that 50 pounds. But here's the question that I need you to ask yourself, and that I have actually started asking people. Are you really ready? Do you really want it? Or do you just want to want it? And there is no wrong answer, and there is no judgment on the answer. But I want you to get real clear on that, because if you are at the stage where you really just want to want it, or you think you should want it, or you want it at some point, then you're not really ready. You're not really ready to work. You're not willing. You have this far off notion, this kind of wish or dream out there, but it's not really time for you to set that as a goal if you're not really invested and really wanting it for real. So something that I have run into in my business, I've been in the business for a long time now, 8 years, I think. And something that I've run into that I just honestly, I think having a baby really helped me to get clear on was, and it applies to me too. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. I'm going to give you one with working with clients and then one with working with myself. I'll do the one with working with myself first, since we're talking about ourselves. So there have been times, and y'all know if you've been following me for over the years, I've run into health challenges. I've had surgeries. I've had food issues. I've had a lot of things that have come up over the years that were kind of out of my control on my journey. And Deb, you said that was you a few months ago. Yes, and you know what? That's okay. And I would get really frustrated because what happened along the way was things changed with how I needed to do. Like, what I was doing before wasn't working anymore. It wasn't enough anymore. And I actually, and with age, I wasn't getting any younger with all this stuff happening. So I really had to work a lot harder than I ever had to before to get physical results. And I had to have when I got pregnant, I had to have, come to Jesus moment, where I was like, you know what? I have not been doing what I need to do to regain my health, to lose the weight, to be fit. I haven't been doing the extra because it's harder. And I had gotten to a place where there was just so much going on that I wanted to be willing to do it. And I would be in short bursts, but I wasn't like determined. I didn't have that fire. I kind of wanted to want it. I didn't want it enough to really pursue it. And something I heard, I think it was in a Franklin Covey seminar, probably 17, 18 years ago. And I'm probably going to butcher it completely, but what really stuck out to me was there was a conversation, they were talking about, why with, quitting smoking, why one person could be a smoker and find out that it's bad for your health, and, you could end up with cancer, it's not good for people around you, and that alone would be enough for that person to change, because they don't want to, run the risk of getting sick later, or they don't want to make anybody around them sick, and so they would stop smoking. And then for other people, they can have cancer or emphysema and still be on an oxygen tank trying to light up, and that person never gave up the cigarette. So what is the difference between those two people? And what caused the one person to make a change and the other person not to? And the answer was, well, for that person that never made the change, it just never hurt enough. So hurting enough means something different for everybody. For me, hurting enough was knowing that my body was not in the healthy state that I wanted it to be in to carry my child. That was enough. And that shook me out of whatever I had been in that was keeping me from giving it my all. So that's an example of really acknowledging where you are. And the reason I was getting frustrated with myself is because I wasn't accepting the fact that for whatever reason, I just wasn't willing to try harder. And that's okay. If that's where you are, don't try to deny that place. It's going to be harder for you to get out of that place if you deny that that's where you are. So if you accept that that's where you are, then you can be working on, okay, well, this is where I am right now, and I want to be over here. I want it. I want to be in that wanting place. So now you can work on getting from stuck or not wanting into wanting. Whereas if you deny the fact that you don't really want it enough, then you aren't able to, and you keep every once in a while trying to do something, try a different plan, try a different fad, try a different this, then all you're doing is frustrating yourself. To be honest, you're probably frustrating the people around you, and because you don't really want it, and that's fine. So acknowledge where you are so you can work from where you are to the next step instead of trying to skip this step, because then you're never going to get there. You're just going to be more frustrated. So that's the example of working with the willing being yourself. Let's talk about relationships. So many things in relationships. I have seen, first of all, relationships are never really 50-50. They're not. Sometimes they're 70-30, sometimes they're 30-70. They're not. The odds of you having a 50-50, maybe you get a 50-50 day every once in a while, but that's just not how seasons roll. There will always be times where one person might be exerting a little more effort, or even in different areas of your relationship where one person's exerting more effort than another. But that's natural because we are different. We have different strengths that can apply to different seasons of life. So that is completely normal. And I'm not talking about married folks. Y'all, you're married, figure it out. I'm talking about y'all, that when we're in dating relationships or even in, friendships that maybe people aren't exerting the effort, but only work with the willing. If you are dragging somebody along in a relationship, let me just say you're not in a relationship. That's not a relationship. Relationships are give and take. Whether you're, they're not 95-5. I'm gonna say that's not a good ratio. But they're, and if I'm speaking to you, and I say it out of love. But if you are the only one putting forth effort in your relationship, then you're not working with the willing, and maybe it's time to, move on. Again, I'm not talking to the married folk. Then if that's how you feel and you're married, then it's time to move on to some counseling. I highly recommend that. But yeah, don't keep trying to force something or force a situation that's not working, or somebody that's not willing to meet you where you are and grow with you, and that's just gonna cause you so much frustration. And it's not just gonna cause you frustration, it's going to keep you from the better that you could have. Like, I need you to love you a little bit more than that, so that you can want the better, that you can want the give and take, the reciprocal relationship. Which actually, I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, it's going to frustrate you, and it's going to keep you bound up in a situation that's not going to allow you to find or to meet or to allow God to bring the person that should be in your life into your life. That's never going to happen if you are stuck trying to drag somebody along in a relationship that just needs to end. That's all I'm going to say about that. Folks get a little sensitive when you talk about their relationships. But I love you. I want the best for you, and I know what a good relationship feels like. I know what a bad relationship feels like. I want you to have a good relationship. So the third way, and the third way is in business. And I'm going to speak. I know we live in a very entrepreneurial world these days, right? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a health coach. I have a lot of friends in business, in the same business as I am, or in business, other businesses. And this, I would say, this right here is the number one frustration for a business owner or anyone that is in a business where you are depending on other people, or you're helping other people, or you're trying to mentor other people. Okay, so we're going to talk about it today. Stop dragging people along that ain't ready to do what you're doing. Plain and simple. You are going to run into people all the time that are going to see your joy, they're going to see your light, they're going to see your income, they're going to see your results, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. Can you coach me? Can you mentor me? I want to be a part of your team. I want to do your business. I want to lose that 50 pounds. You did it. Can you help me do it? But they're really not ready to do what you do, to do what it takes to get there. They see your light, they see your joy, they want that. And what they want is to suck that energy and that light right on out of you into themselves to get them to that wanting place. Or maybe it'll just rub off and I'll just feel good. But they're not at that. They got to go back to step one that I talked about to get to that place where they're ready to work. They want it for themselves. They don't just want it. They want it. Whatever it takes, they want it. I'm tired of wanting to lose this 100 pounds. I'm tired of, feeling the way I feel. It hurts enough. I'm ready to start. That's who you want. I'm tired of working this 9 to 5. I want to find a business that I can work from my home on my terms, where I can help people and build an income and still have time for my family. That's your people. Not, oh yeah, that kind of sounds cool. That's not your people. Y'all can be cool. You can talk. You can be friends. But that's not your clients. That's not your team. It's not. And if you're mad at me right now because you're in that will be cool place, I love you. I'm here for you all the time. But please, if you're not ready, do not ask me to coach you. If you're not ready, do not ask to join my team. Do not ask me to mentor you. Love me more than that. I have limited time. I got a baby. I got a teenager. I got a husband. I got a job. I got other clients. Please know that I'm not going anywhere. As long as God keeps me on this planet, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So when you're ready, I will be here. But if you're not ready, I'm begging you, I implore you, please do not waste my time. And don't waste your time either. Because then what'll happen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Because it happens all the time. What'll happen is you won't really want it. You'll want me to drag you along. You'll want me to get you the results. You'll want me to get you clients. You'll want me to do the workouts for you. You'll want me to come to your house and prep your meal. And I can't do any of that. And it's not going to work. And then you're going to say it doesn't work. I'm proof that it works. But you're going to say it doesn't work because you didn't work it. So, listen. I can't do that no more. I've done it. I've done it for 8 years. And it has gotten me nowhere. It has gotten you nowhere. You know who you are. It hasn't gotten you anywhere. So let's not do that anymore. In 2021, can we just be honest? Can we be real and accept ourselves for where we are? I accept you for where you are. You ain't got a front for me. Not at all. And you're not hurting my feelings if you're not ready. You aren't hurting my feelings if you don't want to do the business I do. You're not hurting my feelings if you don't like my workouts. If you think my meal plan is stupid, you aren't hurting my feelings one bit. Because guess what? I'm working. I'm getting results. It's working for me. If it's not working for you, we can still be friends. You don't have to pretend for me. And if it's something that you think you might want down the line, then that's great. Let's just hang out until we get to down the line, and then we can figure it out. Because again, I'm not going anywhere. So we're not dragging anybody anymore. From my fellow coaches out there, entrepreneurs, you watching, we ain't dragging nobody in 2021. And don't go picking them back up in 2022 either, because I realize it's almost September. We're not doing that anymore. We don't have time. We have families that deserve all of our free time. So let's stop giving our time away for people that aren't ready to work. Okay? We just ain't doing it no more. So I think that's all, no more dragging. Okay? No more dragging. And I think that's all I had. I don't know. I can't tell because I didn't look at my notes before I started talking. And I'm still driving. But what's up with y'all? Has anybody faced these frustrations? I hope I helped somebody today. I hope you had an aha moment of, you know what? I'm not ready to put down the donuts. I like donuts. I like donuts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. There will be a point where you will find your breaking point. You will find that point where it hurts enough for you to want to make a change. And when it does, holla at your girl. I'll help you out. But it's not going to get us anywhere if I try to help you out right now. Because I'm going to be like, okay, let's make an egg white omelet and some avocado toast. And you're going to be like, but I want a donut. And that's not going to get us anywhere. So that's all I have for y'all today. I feel like there was something I said I was going to say. I probably should have said, I should have acknowledged where I am, and where I am is in fresh mom brain, and I should have just interrupted myself at the time, because now I don't think I remember what I was going to say. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm trying to peek down at my notes, but I can't really do that because I'm driving. I'm almost home now. So what y'all got going on for the weekend? Anything exciting? I know the kids are already started back to school. Mine doesn't go back until next Thursday. So he and his dad are out shopping right now. I cannot believe it's summer, or the end of summer already. Whew. And I'm grateful that, we've hit that teenager life where finally I wasn't completely rejoicing when back to school was coming around, because usually about this time, back to school wouldn't have snuck up on me, because I would have been counting down the days. Y'all with me? Out there ready for these teachers to take their kids back. But yeah, this year wasn't a thing. Well, one, I wasn't in my home with my child all day this year. He's 14 and he was home. So that, I'm sure, helped. But then even it was funny. So when we didn't tell him that I had gotten a new job, or that I was going to be working from home. And he had gone to his mom's for a couple weeks. He does 2 weeks each place during the summer. And he got back. And he got back on my first day at the new job. And he was like, the next day, so then he got back that evening, and the next day he was just like, so when I was there when he got up, he was so like, the look on his face was a mix between confusion and disgust, and he didn't really talk. He just kind of like went back up to his room, and then that night he asked me if I got a new job, and I was like, yeah. He was like, so you work from home now? And I was like, yeah. He was like, ugh. Like, he didn't hide it, and I appreciate that, because I already knew how he felt. But he didn't want me in his space. So guess what? Hang in there. If y'all got young kids, the tables will turn on them eventually, and soon you'll be ruining their summers because you're home. So hang in there and work from home as much as you can during summer break, when they get a little older, so you can give them a little payback. But I think that was all I had. I'm looking. There was one more thing. That's what I was going to say. When you reach out to somebody for help, whether it's helping you reach a goal, a business mentorship. Oh, I'm in my husband's way. I'm going to pull into the driveway, into the garage. He just got home. It's going to get dark. Whatever it is, and for those of us who are in the helping business, let me speak to those of us in the helping business. You can't want it more than them. Okay? Just can't. And I know it's hard when we are in that when we're helpers, and you see the potential in everybody before they do. You know that the things that you can offer them will help. You know that you have systems, you know that you have mindset, all that good stuff that will help them get where they want to be, and it'll help them. And you can see like how amazing they are, even in relationships, because I've seen this so many times. I had so many women's voices going through my head just now. In relationships, you see the potential in people, but you cannot want it, whatever it is, more than they do. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, because that's how we end up dragging them and getting frustrated. They still will have that potential when they're ready. So wait for them to be ready. I love y'all, and I will see you next week.